Just VGJP in the house. What's up? What's up? What's up? Just VGJP in the house. Okay, I know I haven't loaded up any videos in a long time, but hey, I went to sleep December 31st, 1916, about 8 o'clock, and I was gonna get up about 10, drive to Osaka, and just have a good time. Maybe buy some Moet, a couple of bottles of Moet and some wine, plastic wine glasses, and walk down the street giving people drinks, because I used to do that before, sharing drinks with people. Like one time I ran up on this old lady and her husband, and he was cool. She was like all scared and stuff. We said, no, here, have a drink. And, we gave him a glass and we just put it to her lips. And she was like, took the bottle herself and just turned it up and started drinking. We was like, no, don't drink it all. So it was funny. But, so I was thinking about doing that, because I used to do that a lot. Actually, during that time, it was actually be really cold out here and snowing. And I guess the weather has changed because it hasn't snowed or anything. But anyway, this video, I want to talk about a lot of mistakes I made in my life. And I was going to start, when I was in high school. I think that was the first mistake I made. When I was in 11th grade and I was taking a bank class, banking and balancing checks and statements and stuff like that. And I just took it just for the fun of it. And it was the last day of class or something, and I had finished, and I said, I'm going to leave, and the teacher said, well, it was a white lady. She said, well, if you leave, I'm going to give you a C instead of a B that I had. And I was like, I don't care, and it was funny because I'm not that type of a person, but I just didn't believe she was going to do it, so I'm going to leave anyway. She said, well, if you leave, you're going to get a C in this class. And I'm like, and then something in my mind told me, I said, like, just apologize and go sit your stupid ass down, right? So I did, and then, I acted a jerk, and I left. I got a B. Ended up getting a C, and I think that was I must have been in 12th grade. And then I ended up getting a C, and then when I graduated from high school, I had a 2.2 GPA. And I was really sad because in 10th grade, I was on the dean's list. And we had this one writing exposition or some writing class, and I had grades that were good enough where I didn't have to take the final, and I could have got 3 Fs and still passed the class, and that's what I did, and I really regret that. It was so embarrassing to sorry about that. I had to make an important phone call. But anyway, so I left. I got 2.2 GPA when I graduated high school, and I was so embarrassed. And I was like, oh my God. So I ended up going to Cleveland, coming back, and then went to SMC. SMC, I made a few mistakes there where it was this one lady. She was from, I think she was Persian or something like that. And back then that's what they called themselves, I guess. And she looked okay. She had maybe a little bit of acne problems, something like that. But I didn't, but she had money though, so I couldn't understand why she just didn't, go get her, go get some, the things to clear it up. Or I think she did, I'm not sure. But anyway, she was supposed to have been like a vice president of a bank. She always came to school in the Benz. She was taking a psychology class for sure, because later on I'll tell you why. And she always wore business suits, the high heel shoes, dressed nice. It was real cool. So one day I'm in the library at Santa Monica studying stuff. So she comes over to me and she's like, hello, how are you? And I'm like, I'm fine. And I'm looking up and see this mature woman, and she was nice looking too, though, and dressed in this business dress, it's like a dress, had a jacket and dress, went down just right above her knees, and she has some black high heel shoes. Her hair was done nice and everything. And I'm looking, I'm like, okay, you know, what's going on here? And she said, I want you to help me in my psychology class. And I'm like, okay, because when I was coming up, everyone that was taking psychology, they were saying like, oh, it's so difficult and stuff like that. And I never took it. So I'm like, well, I don't know anything about psychology, you know, psychology and stuff. You know, I never took the class, you know. And so she was like, oh, no, you're smart. And I know you can help me. I'm thinking like, in my mind, like, lady, I have not ever saw you before in my life, you know. So, and I've never taken this class before, you know. And she said, no. And so I was like, okay, you know, and we were talking a little bit, and finally I was like, no, because I just wasn't really interested in talking to her at all, you know. And I was like, I'm sorry, I really can't. She said, please, you know. And I'm like, no, I really can't. And I think we met another time, and she wanted me to go to dinner with her or something like that, and I was like, just refusing. I don't know why. It was just I don't know why, because at that time I think a lot of people from the Middle East started coming into the area, or Santa Monica, and I was going to University High School in West LA, and they were you know, they had a few there and stuff, you know. And so and plus I didn't know how the guys were, because even when I was in high school, a lot of the Mexican women, we always call Mexican women, some guys say SAs, Latino. Now everybody call it, everybody, you know, people from South America, Latinos. And there were some of them who liked me. I don't know if they liked me, but we used to always talk and stuff, because I was a virgin all the way through high school. And I kind of stayed away from them because of the gangs and stuff that was near the closest Mexican gang. We call them Mexican gangs. Gangs was Sawtelle 13. And I actually used to hang out with a couple of them and stuff when I was in junior high school. And I actually made a skateboard with S13 on it, riding around in Venice and wherever, you know. And no one ever said anything, because I didn't know it was a gang or anything, you know. I didn't really knew what gang banging was until I moved to Venice, you know. And there was this one tall Mexican dude named Freddie. He must have been like 6'9", 6'10", and he was real cool and everything. I don't know how smart he was, you know, but I think he didn't think he was so smart and stuff. And I don't think he was doing well in school. And you know, I would talk to him about it and stuff, you know, and tried to help him and stuff. But I don't know, maybe he was just engaged in too much, you know. But I don't know, he was a real cool person to me anyway. And some of his other friends too. And there was this park they always have, Sawtelle, and they used to always go over there. And one day I stopped driving because I was playing basketball, and this car circled the park a couple times. I'm like, okay, I'm getting a little older now. Let me get out of here, you know. But and then right after that, you know, a lot of gang stuff started happening. People started, you know, clocking out and stuff. So I was like, you know, so that was a real big mistake, you know, not taking that test and stuff. The next mistake was actually when I left. My wife divorced me for some guy in the hood, you know, that she went to high school with, but which I didn't really care, you know, because we were just friends. We didn't get married for love or anything. It was just, you know, I asked her to marry me because I don't know why I asked her. I asked her to marry because we were like real cool and stuff, you know. And I went to the military and stuff, and so I said, hey, you want to get married? And she was like, no. We went in together. I don't think we were planning on getting married. Then she got out, so then I said, well, you want to get married? Because I sent her a letter. She's like, yeah. And then she sent me a letter back. No, she sent me a letter back saying, I think it was saying, yeah, we were supposed to get married before, because she went in first. And so we were supposed to get married. And then when I went in, she sent me a letter saying she didn't want to get married. And then one of my brother's friends met her and said that I was waiting for her the whole time, but of course she wasn't waiting, you know. And so she sent me a letter one day saying she didn't want to marry me because I got her in basic training, and guys were getting married with these letters from their girlfriends saying that they girlfriends wasn't going to marry them and stuff like that. And there's a lot of guys in there crying. I'm like, you know, if I got one, my wife, and she sent me one, the next one come, I wouldn't read it. So the next one came, and I was going to tear it up, but something just said, no, just read it, because she already said she didn't want to marry you, so you might well forget it, you know. So I read it, she said she wanted to get married, and I'm like, why she want to get married? Because it was this other girl at basic training who I had met, and what happened? And she was Creole, and she was real fine too. And so we thought about it, you know, getting married and stuff. I don't know, it's crazy, huh, right? Meet somebody at basic training. And then how are you going to meet a girl in basic training anyway? But anyway, so we ended up getting married. And then went to Philippines for 3 years, came back. And then she met some dude, some guy she liked in high school. So it was my fault that they actually met. But it's okay, you know, I didn't get upset. I didn't care. Even the day I came home and, I can't see that. But anyway, so we divorced and stuff. But anyway, I was going to go to, my mom told me to come to Hawaii because something happened. But actually what I did was I called one of my friends and I asked him, can I stay at his house? You know, because I had already got kicked out the military, 3510 discharge, general discharge under, what was it called, under honorable conditions. And so he didn't answer me for like 2 days. So the day I left was the next day he called. It was too late. I was already in Hawaii and stuff. So that was a mistake. I should have never left LA. I should have waited, you know. And then Wyatt had to leave because she started hanging with these sisters and stuff. And one of them was real cool, you know. Start with a V. She was real cool. Nah, was it? Yeah, no, I don't think it was the V. The one start with V. It was the other one. I forget her name. Maybe start with a V or something. She was real cool. All the other ones, they were like tripping and stuff, you know. But I didn't even know him. I mean, I knew him. I saw him in Venice, but I didn't talk to him. So, you know, it was just weird, you know. And then, you know, that's another story. But anyway, so we ended up divorcing and stuff. Then I went to Hawaii, and then I wanted to come back to the States and stuff because I did have all my benefits, military benefits, but I actually didn't really check in on them or anything. I haven't taken advantage of any of my benefits in the whole 20 years I've been out. Didn't get an ID, nothing, didn't even check anything, wasn't even thinking about it, you know. I think I eventually did go back. I tried to go back to school in Hawaii. I did go talk to them there, but I should have went to the VA, but I didn't. I went to the UH, and they were saying some stuff, and I was like, really couldn't comprehend what they were saying. But I had already had a job and stuff, and it was like, well, you know, go to school and had to work part-time and stuff, but I didn't know all the money to do with singing. I didn't know about that, otherwise I would have did it. And then, so anyway, my wife was like, hey, you know, first Japanese wife, she was like, hey, let's go to Japan. I'm like, nah, I want to go back and finish school. And so then she gave me the financial prep talk that took about a whole 2 seconds. She said, well, why you want to go to school? I said, to make money. She just come for a month. So I was like, all right. So I came here, and you know, I did well. I did really good, you know, but I still miss my kids, you know, and I wanted to go back, but you know, we're divorced, and at that time, that was when black women really started digging in into black men. That was in 1993. And yeah, it was starting to get bad then, back in 1993. And that was when I first started hearing it, black men no good and this and that, and you know, stuff, you know. And I was like, wow, what changed in 3 years? I mean, it was just 3 years. It went from, you know, Power 106 talking about they not gonna play any rap music, you know, and they playing tech, to 3 years later they bumping rap music. It done changed. Big Boy was on there. I think that one brother who was all like real big and stuff, you know. And I came back. I told my friend like, "Yo, what the hell happened?" He said, "Man, K-Day, you know, K-Day. I think it was on it was an AM and stuff. That got that eventually, you know, went offline and stuff. And that was real. That was sad because that station was jumping, boy. Because nobody else was playing. I mean, hip hop and stuff. We called it rap and stuff back then, and no one was playing except for K-Day and stuff, you know. And I think it was out in South Central. I think it was on, I want to say La Brea. Yeah, or Crenshaw, maybe it was on Crenshaw. I forget which one of those was. Maybe Crenshaw. Because I did go by it. I think it was blue or something like that. And I drove by it one day and I saw it. I was like, whoa, K-Day. You know, I think it was K-Day though. And then, let's see. So I ended up coming out here and making money, you know, sending money to my kids and stuff. Like, I don't know, for the 17 years, I sent over $600 a month and stuff. Didn't miss any payments. Oh, hey. And I can see, he's like, I'm a black man who didn't miss any payments. But then I was like, well, you know, I didn't get divorced. Me and my wife, you know, we were good for the big one. So you can brag about you paying your child support, but, you know, my kids went to school, this and that, and this and that, and this and that. So I'm not bragging. I can't brag. But it was still good, though. I mean, my kids were, like, still in touch and stuff, and everything's cool. Let's see, what other mistake I made? Oh, so, me and my wife ended up having these open relationships and stuff, and, she fell in with some guy from Sri Lanka. And I think one day I came home, and I was going to stay home, because I had met some girl at a club called Lush. In English, it'd be Rush. And, Sakai. And it was, like, right behind, this club called Gary's, which was, owned by this guy who was half black and half Japanese. I didn't know this till later, but there was a lot of black people playing live music and stuff. That place is really famous. And then I think he had a wife and they ended up breaking up, and she ended up having another place called Voices and stuff. Those were like the two top live places and stuff, you know. And so my wife met some guy. Oh, so anyway, I went to a club, met this Thai stewardess, airline stewardess, and me and her was talking and stuff, you know, and I was like, come on, let's dance, you know. She's like, no, you know, I'm gonna go get some ramen noodles or something, and if I come back and if you still here, we'll dance. So I ended up going home, and I was gonna stay home, and I was gonna go to the store and get some ice cream. And so my wife's like, where are you going? I'm like, I'm just going to the store, you know. And she made a big deal, so I just left and went to the store, came home. She said, why are you in the house? I'm like, why not? Why can't I just stay home, you know? And she was like, started going off to me about something. And I was like, oh, forget it, you know. So I ended up just leaving and ended up going back, ended up running into her, and her ended up spending the night together and stuff in her hotel room and stuff. It was what was it called? The Nagoya International Hotel and stuff. And so after that, me and my wife, we ended up divorcing. But what I should have did was I should have stayed home and started giving her, you know, the attention that she need, you know, and I didn't, so I kind of like messed that up. And that's my friends in front of big boy, big man. I think that's it, yeah. And so I kind of messed that up real bad. And so we ended up getting divorced and stuff, and it was cool because I had ended up meeting some girl when I went to Wakayama for business, and I was with another girl, my first Japanese girlfriend, and she started talking to me when we were standing outside the car, and my girlfriend, she wasn't my girlfriend, actually we were just friends, and she jumped, and the girl, she was real fine, she looked like Alicia Keys too, I am not lying, Japanese Alicia Keys, and she was like, hey, you know, who is that girl in the car? I'm like, my friend. Your girlfriend? I'm like, no. She's like, well, what are you doing with her? I'm thinking to myself, why are you asking me this question? You know, what do you want? You know, that's what I said to her. She said, oh, you know, give me your number, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I don't need your number. It's okay. And she said, why? I'm like, you know, I just come here to do business and I'm gone, you know, back to Nagoya. You know, it's like a couple of weeks before I, you know, separated for sure because I didn't know that was going to happen and stuff. So anyway, we just traded numbers anyway, and then that was like a month or two maybe. And then one day my wife got into it, so I was like, all right, so I'm just going through my phone, and like I said, my first 2 years I had met like 2,000 women in Nagoya. Well, I didn't meet 2,000; they came and talked to me, and so I'm like, okay, cool, you know, and I'm like, cool, you know. So we traded numbers and stuff. So I'm going through my phone and I see her name. And I'm like, who is this? And I couldn't remember, so I called, and when she answered, I said, hey, what you know? She said, nothing, I'm at home. I'm like, okay, well, you know, I ain't doing nothing. Can I come down? She's like, yeah. So I drove all the way down from Wakayama to, from Nagoya to Wakayama to visit her, and she had bath water made and everything, you know. We talked and stuff, you know, and staying over for the whole weekend and stuff, and went home, because I you know, I was just always coming and going when I wanted and stuff. And so so we ended up divorcing her. And that was a mistake, because I should have, had I really told her, no, we're not getting divorced, this is what we're going to do, you know, just put my foot down, then GS350JP in the house would have never been born. We would enrich, you know, I would have made a lot of money, probably ended up going to school and stuff, because there was a lot of things I wanted to do, because at that time, you know, I was helping her with her business, and you know, we making a lot of money, you know. And then I was making my own money too. I was making a lot of money, you know, just my own money and stuff. So, yeah, I was making my own money, and that was real cool and stuff. So, anyway, then I ended up coming to Wakayama and, you know, meeting different women and stuff. And there was this one girl that liked me and ended up wanting me to do English business with her. No, she wanted me to marry her. She had money. Her parents had money. I didn't know it until later, though. And then she wanted to marry me because we was always hanging out and stuff, you know. And I didn't know. One day she did invite me to her house. And of course, I was ignorant, you know, when a girl invites a guy to the house to meet the parents, it means they want to get married, right? But, you know, for some reason, I just wasn't thinking and stuff. But when I was in her house, I was going to say, hey, ask her parents right there, hey, can I marry your daughter? But then I was like, nah, I better not do that, you know, and I didn't. And so that could have been like one mistake. And then I did end up getting married. And met my wife. I asked her if I can, you know, release inside of her, and she was like, okay. And she ended up getting pregnant. And so, you know, it was cool. So we just married because, you know, we didn't want the baby to have a single mom and stuff like that. So we didn't marry for love either. And then one of my girlfriends, while I was married, yeah, I was messing around and stuff. And one of my girlfriends, we were dating. Me and her were dating before I got married. And she went on a trip, and then she said when she came back out here, was already married, and then, or getting married anyway. And she was kind of sad because she said she wanted to marry me and stuff like that. And I'm like, well, you know, you got to tell people that, you know, you just can't keep, you know, things in your head and stuff. Hold on. And so, so anyway, what happened was, she ended up telling me one day, she was like, hey, you know, I got $2 million, and that's, you know, to invest. So that's if I want to invest in a, what those things called? She said she wanted to invest in a, what's that thing called? In an English school, right? And I was like, all right. But then, of course, you know, I was stupid and been my American mom, said, oh, let me talk to my wife first. But up to that time, you know, me and my wife probably was married for like 2 years. And I kept asking her to loan me some money so I could start a school. But she was like, no. So then when I told her that the lady had, you know, $2 million to invest in the school, then my wife loans me the money, right? And then I tell the girl, no, I mean, you know, we just do it with my wife and blah, blah, blah. Not with her, but, you know, get the money. And she was just devastated, you know. And she was saying after that we just stopped talking and stuff, you know. I think we talked for a little bit after that, but eventually we just stopped talking and stuff. Because she was not happy about what I did. And then, of course, that was a big mistake because she spoke fluent English and we were able to be able to do a job. Because even, you know, the business I'm doing now, my English and stuff, it was, I wonder if you guys saw that girl today. Must have had the camera facing the wrong way. She was fine. Big, thick lips. But anyway, what happened was, we just nothing didn't happen and stuff, you know. Then I regret that. I'm like, damn, man, because, you know, she's working those ACARO places, and she was in administration, so she knew how to talk to the students coming in and everything, you know. And I was like, dang, man. But that was another mistake I made. Let's see what else I know. So anyway, when I got my school open, I wasn't really paying attention, and I was like, I was serious with the English, but the secretary side and stuff, I would like, man, I'm telling you, it's embarrassing. I would like totally forget I have a lesson, wouldn't show up. Students calling me, talking about where you at, and I'm like, they like this one lady, because I always fall asleep and stuff, you know, go home, just sleep, and she would call me, where you at? And I'm like, oh, I'm at home, I'm sorry, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm sleeping. And she's like, oh, okay. They wait, and I get there like 20 minutes late or 30 minutes late, you know. And then a few times she'll call me like, oh my God, where you at? You sleeping again? I'm like, yeah, you know. That lady, oh my God, I couldn't believe how many times I was late with her. And then this one girl, she would come and I just totally forgot. And one day her mom called me and said, were you close there? I'm like, huh? She said, yeah, we're supposed to have lesson 10. And I was like, totally forgetting. And what make it so bad was it wasn't a new student. She would come, or just a regular at that time every week, you know. And I was like, dang, what's wrong with me, you know? And I would just do some crazy stuff like that. And like for the money and stuff, you know, I would give it to them like because they only took like 3 classes a month, you know, for 1 hour. You know, that's what my schedule was, so I had a 4th week off. And it was like, oh man, I forget to give them the tuition envelope and all kinds of stuff. It was crazy. I swear I do not know how my school stayed in business so long, because I was just really messing up. And I'll tell you, man, it must have been you know, they must have been really patient with me, you know, or my lesson was like really that good, because I was really messing up. I ain't joking, I was messing up. It was real bad, real bad. Okay, so my friend said he's gonna be here right now. I'm getting ready to meet the Hakuin inspiration guy and stuff. And I kind of messed him over today too, because I told him I was gonna beat him. Then I had a class, and I went to his other place to do the class, and then they kind of find out that I didn't even what's up? So go eat. I'm making a video right now about all the mistakes I made since you know, life in Japan too. So yeah, the guy that just got in, he's the 100-year inspirations guy.
Hello.
What's up? You want to show your face or no?
No.
I asked. So anyway, what happened? What was I talking about? Oh yeah, so my school, man, I mean, like, oh man, I did some crazy stuff. Oh, I mean, some stuff I can't even tell you what I did, but I did some crazy stuff. And like one time I was I closed the school, totally forgot to block the next lesson. I closed the shutter. As soon as I closed the shutter, I'm on my way home. I get a call from one of the students. She got her own phone. She said, hey, where you at? And I'm like, on the way home. She said, you got class tonight? Class now. I'm like, oh my God, I'm sorry. So I rushed back, you know. I think one time I was so tired, I just got in my car and I leaned back, and I had an adult student and a high school student. And I'm just sleeping in the car, you know, just totally just knocked out. So this phone call comes, and I'm waking up, and I realize I'm in my car, and the high school students are like, where you at? I'm like, in my car. I said, what are you doing? I'm like, just sleeping. She said, why are you sleeping? We got class now. And I realized that, oh my God. And I looked at the clock, and it's supposed to be like 6 o'clock. It's 20 minutes after 6. I walk in. They're still there. The older lady, she was like really mature, party rich, you know. And I think a month after that, she quit, of course, you know. But the high school student, she didn't quit. And she ended up staying, going to college. Took the TOEIC test, got a 640, and then she said she liked them, because I've made my own conversations, so she said she liked them, so she wanted me to make more. So I ended up making like 2 more books, but she ended up taking the test, I think like 3 months later or 6 months later, and went from a 640 to over 900. She increased her score by 300 points. And I was like, wow, you must have been really studying. What did you study? How'd you do so well? You know? And she was like, oh no, it was those books that she wrote, you know. And, you know, because the first one was really easy. Then the second was get a little difficult. And then when she asked me to you know, I mean, make it difficult. You know, it's just I just started making all kinds of scenarios and stuff, and she had to go home and look on the internet to do the homework and stuff. And I guess the words there too, she picked up new words, and I think it was 3 months. I want to say 3 months. You know, it's kind of hard to believe, but yeah, it could have been 3 months, because it was hard for me to believe that she did it in such a short time. You know, but even 6 months was still good, you know. And so, anyway, so I used to mess up at my school all the time. I mean, like, I don't know, it was just weird, just so weird. But it was some other stuff I did, and I think I'm gonna start Patreon. And so, I'll make some private videos, and all of my Patreon supporters, they'll have access to those. Don't share them with anybody else. But anyway, because TKL Sam, he keeps telling me to do Patreon because he's doing well. Well, I mean, you know, he's doing good, but of course there's other people making $30,000 and $60,000 on it and stuff like that. But yeah, I just really messed up. But the biggest mistake I made in Japan is my Japanese. You know, first 2 years, like I said, I was here studying Japanese, and for the first 2 years, and I was able to read, write kanji, and all that stuff, but I just couldn't talk. And then I came to Wakayama, my talking skills got up and everything, but when I got married, it just went down because me and my wife really don't talk so much. Well, I mean, I don't talk. She talks, and I just listen. You know, she's right off the and all that stuff. So, so I just stopped talking and stuff. But had my Japanese been on point, oh my God, I would have made so much money. That's why I made some videos saying, you know, when you come out here, the first thing you do is just jump on that kanji and the Japanese, because you're gonna be able to make a lot of money, you know. And I missed out. Now I got an opportunity. This lady wanted me to help her do some stuff, and she said, "Oh, I'll pay you 2 G's a month, you know. And all you gotta do is just do this." I mean, it's just simple. I don't even gotta show up, you know. Just most of my work I had done is like, I probably have like no more than 10 hours of work a week. I mean, a month. You know, or just hang out with her and her friends, and that's it. You know, I'm getting paid all this money, you know. And as each school opens, I manage each school, and I get more and more money. The money just, the same, whatever money just increases and increases. Like, so let's just, for instance, say like she's giving me $500 a month. Okay, that's for instance. Then she opened up another school, I get another 500. If I get another school, another 5, another and the 5, and then as the students increase, that amount just increases too. And but when we were talking, she said something, and I remember the word, but because I don't really talk so much, I forget. And so like today, she was saying, "Oh, if you see a oshare spise store, you know, take pictures." I'm like, oshare, and I remember it. And then I was like, okay. I'm like, what do you mean, oshare? And she said, you know, she pointed at the plant. And so I'm thinking she meant interior design. I mean, you know, like, you know, where they sell stores and stuff like that. I said, yeah, there's one on Mizosuji and everything. Her and her friend looked at me like, nigga, please, you know. And so, oh shoot, I wonder if you could say that, huh? Well, you know the word nigga, and in its original form, it means to before the Greeks and all that stuff, I'm sure. Up in Cambodia, it means the chosen people of God. That God was sampled. So, you know, maybe the Greeks or the white Greeks, whatever, they got mad, you know, and before people figured it out, you know, about that when they made their own version of it to make black people look bad and stuff, you know, and then they put that in history books and they teach everybody. So, you know, you got two flip sides, so it depends on which one you want. So I look at the positive side. So when I say the word nigga and stuff like that, I'm talking about, you know, because they're using China, but China, Korea, and different places, and it means a friend. It's like the way we use it in America. It's a term of endearment and stuff. So that's my meaning of it. If you guys want to use it as being, what the white people say as being dead and all that stuff, fine, that's your choice. You know, it's like synonym, whatever, you know, whatever you want to use it for, that's your choice. But anyway, yeah, but I made so many mistakes, I couldn't believe it. You know, I should have taught my kids, you know, English. But I taught my son, but like in my other videos, it took him like 2 weeks to learn how to speak pretty much whatever he wants. So if he wanted to speak, he could speak, you know. And see what else. I wonder what mistake I made. I don't think recently I made any mistakes. Well, I did make a mistake. I was investing. I think it was called some Old Mutual something. But before it was called Real Scandia. And it was like $300 a month. But I thought it was only for 3 years. And they told me it was for 20 years. And then when I quit, I had like $7,000. And I just totally forgot about it. Then I happened to find the paper and called, and they said, oh, now you only got like $3,000. I'm like, what happened? They said, oh, just penalties for late payments and this and that and this and that. And your thing you're supposed to be paying for 20 years. And so I'm like, oh, forget it. So I just took my money out at that time. So luckily I got some money. So that was a mistake. I should have really paid attention. But the guy did tell me only for 3 years and stuff. So I don't know, but the lady said it's on the contract. But I looked at the contract and it didn't have any years on there, so I don't know where she coming from. But yeah, those are the mistakes I made. But had I actually had my first mistake. Had I just sat in that class and took those tests, I would have probably got like a 3.5 or something like that when I graduated from high school, and probably would have ended up going to school and becoming an engineer like I wanted to do. And to get into all kinds of stuff, because actually I was smart in school. Math was easy. I was smart. I was always counseling people. I knew rich white girls at Uni High, which is always coming to me for advice. One girl in the PE class, all she did was just hug. She would sit by me and hug me and just kiss me on my cheek the whole entire PE class. And I'm like, why are you kissing me? Please stop. You know what I'm saying? Please stop.
Wow.
Yeah, and she just like, why? But I didn't get upset, and it was this one white dude. He went off on me one day, why you always mess with these girls and blah blah blah, and you think you're a player and blah blah blah. I'm like, man, I'm still a virgin. She's kissing me. I said every day we sit in this class, I sit on this side, she come right over there. She was tall too. Come right over there and sit right next to me, grab my arm and start kissing on me. Teacher see it, you see it, all y'all see it, and you had the audacity to talk to me and tell me to stop. What am I can't tell her to stop. I mean, I ask her, but what am I supposed to do? Push her? I'm not gonna hit her. If she wanna kiss, then ain't nothing I can do. All I can do is ask her to stop. She wouldn't stop. There was this other white girl in class. She was fine too, man. And she was real fine. She was real fine. I ain't lying, man. And one day she was always talking bad about me. And so the girl that was always kissing on me, she would stand up for me sometimes. But I told her, I said, no, just let her talk. So she just talking shit. I mean, it was some stuff. One day she said something that pissed me off. I said, listen, you are such a beautiful woman. I don't understand why you are constantly bothering me. I haven't said anything to you. If you don't like me, fine. I don't care. Just don't talk to me. But the way you're talking, it just makes you so ugly on the inside, and it comes out. And I said, and all I see is just some monster. I don't even see your beautiful face or anything. You're just a monster. Man, when I finished talking to her, man, she was crying. That one white dude always getting my case. He wanted to fight and stuff, and I was like, whoa. And I think a lot of people did get mad at me. There was this one guy, I don't know what he was mixed. He could have been mixed, black or something. And we were in the gym one time, and he had a soccer ball in his hand. And when I turned around, he was like point blank and just smashed it into my face with 2 hands. You know how they pass, how you would pass the basketball from your waist or from your chest. And it hit me right in the face. Bam! And I was like, whoa, it stung. And it was real hard too. And I just looked at him and tears came out my eyes. And I wanted to smash him. Oh, I was so strong. I wanted to smash him, but had I fought, I would have got suspended. Ended up going to my 13th school. And I was just had, at that school, even uni high, I just had to take a lot of abuse, so I can just graduate it because I didn't want to. So I can graduate because I didn't want to go to the 13th school and stuff. But yeah, I made a lot of mistakes when I was here. I shouldn't even be here. I mean, of course, I'm here, and I guess a lot of people say, really, because of my GS50 videos and stuff, a lot of people say I really helped them change their lives. A lot of women too, black and white, some Latino, You know, especially with schooling, a lot of people got jobs. Like I told you, this one guy, he called me. He said he went to like 10 interviews and didn't get the job, but he know he was qualified. And there was no reason why they shouldn't have done it. You know, and of course, you know, we talked about why, and I said, you know, just send up thank you letter, you know, to them, and he did. You know, I told him to write on it that, you know, you're qualified to do the job, and they should have hired you because had they found somebody, because people don't just go through all the applicants to see what they want. When they find their first, I mean, they really don't. I don't believe they do. I mean, some probably do, but usually when they find one person that's qualified, which is going to be, of course, that one that they supposed to pick would be the one that knows how to do an interview, you know. And he said, and so I told him to write something, you know, but it was worded in such a way where he was saying the reason you didn't hire me was because I was black. But it was just the way I told him to word it, where that was the message, but the way the words were, you know, no one couldn't get offended and stuff, you know, because when you use those college words, like we'll be saying the hood white man's words, or you learn those so you can communicate and say what you want in whatever tone you want, but you use the correct words so it doesn't offend people, even though what you're saying, they know you're mad, but it's not provocative or something like that. Man, the dude got four letters back saying they're sorry and he was right, which he could have went and sued him. He didn't do it. And one company said, you know what, we're gonna hire you. Please come in, you know, as soon as possible. And he called me and told me that. He said he got 6 figures, and he said, man, I'm sorry, I know I promised to tell you I was coming to Japan to teach English, but I can't. I said, man, you passed up a 6-figure job to come to Japan and teach English. Man, you gonna fight, go to a dojo, and practice some karate together. But anyway, yeah, I mean, of course I did a lot of stuff, but you know, I made a lot of mistakes too, and had and one big mistake was buying this car, actually, because I shouldn't have bought it. Because I was making a lot of money, and I was able to save, like, had I not bought this car, I would have been able to easily save, like, over $3,000 a month. But I bought the car because Lexus was the only place that gave me finance, that let me finance the car. So I could pay the monthly payments and I didn't have to pay any money down or anything. So that's why I bought this car, and I didn't even know what Lexus was. The last time I heard of Lexus was in like 1994 or something, 1993, right before I left LA to go to Hawaii and stuff. And I just happened to see Lexus. Wow, they still in business, you know? Cause once I came to Japan, I didn't keep up with anything. And so I walked in, dude said, hey, let's check your credit. I'm like, yo, man, I'm a brother, man. I ain't got no credit in Japan. He's like, it don't matter, just check it. I'm like, all right. 4 days later, come like, hey, you can get anything you want. I was like, whoa, okay. So that's how I ended up getting this car, you know, because I wanted to get a cheaper car, but this one dude at this one place was like, man, oh, I got one cosigner. He said, well, you need another one. I got another. I ended up getting 4 cosigners. Excuse my language, but he ended up saying like the muffin guy. He was like, what did he say? He said, hey, sorry, you know, we need this much money down. And I said, Lexus already proved for me to get a car, and I don't have to put any money down. And he was laughing. That ain't true. I don't believe it. I said, all right. So then so I went to Lexus, forget it. I bought a car, signed, hit the car. And the day after I signed, he called and said, oh, we got an Odyssey that you want. You know, it's only $30,000, blah, blah, blah. I got a little scratch on it and all this. But I said, you too late. And I bought a Lexus. No, you didn't. Man, as soon as I got that car, a month later came, I went right up to that place and showed him, this is my car. And his jaw just dropped all the way down to New York. And he was shocked. And I was like, oh, well. But anyway, I'm hanging out with my homie, you know, and, yeah, those are a lot of mistakes I made in my life, you know, but I'm still good, you know, I'm still good, you know, it's like almost any road I take, things always work out. Like my friends are like, oh, you know, your school is doing bad. I'm like, yeah, because I want to stop and But you know, I'm waiting for the kids to get to a certain level, then I can quit. You know, close my school down. You know, and you know, now, you know, they said, well, we brought, because they were talking about, oh, you was in, like, where your business fell. My business didn't fail. I just divorced and walked away and let her keep everything. You know, so that was it. You know, I said everything I did was successful. I just walked away from everything. You know, even in the military, I could have chilled out. You know, and no, but you know, hey, things happen, but you know, everything always works out for me. So you know, I'm cool, whatever. You know, I don't know why though, because you know, I know a lot of other people have hardships. You know, but anyway, I gotta go out there. Peace.